Hello, friends. It's me, Cynthia.
And Azalea.
And this is our Green Girl Studios Magic Hour Wednesday edition. So today we're going to show you some UV resin and some pins that are not UV resin, but they could be UV. They are polyurethane resin, the pins, that is. But today I'm going to show you, I have this product here that I just got. Oh, is that coming up? Yeah, that's coming up correctly. And it makes a really cool, look at what Azalea made.
My color layering was not that good, but you know what?
It looks like you.
Yeah, it would look like it would be juicy.
Like this. Let's check this out.
Oh, yeah.
That was
Look
particularly successful. This one is like, what would you call a serpentine? Or what's that one that's kind of yellowish?
That's like lemon quartz almost.
Lemon quartz.
Because it's kind of a little bit translucent.
Yes, it is a little bit translucent. I see some comments. Hello, Diane from St. Louis. Yes.
Hello.
St. Louis. Where's everybody else coming in, looking in from? We're here from Asheville, North Carolina. That's where we are. And we are upstairs in the regular studio.
The regular studio.
It's a little bit cold today. It's like 30 degrees. Yesterday, it was like a spring day. I was like, man, I'm inside. I was at this gallery with my friend Joanne, and we did a little pop-up. It was a surprise. It was a surprise to me because I didn't know I was going to do it until yesterday. Oh, Julie says the earrings are stunning. Thank you. Thank you. Mira says, wow, your earrings. So I just got these today, and they're from a place called Nordic Noir. And I'd been eyeballing them for a while. So I got the ads on Instagram and Facebook. And finally I caved and I got them. There was like a Black Friday or something. It was my birthday. And I was like, listen, I'm going to wear them big earrings. But I don't know how long I'll be able to stand it. Because it turns out I like a little bit lighter weight earring. Because these are a tiny bit heavy. They don't, they have a little bit of a jingle jangle, and they're like a little bit like wind chimes for your ears. And it's they're nice. They have a nice they're pretty, but they're a little heavy, so I might have to take them off. Oh, hello, my friend Terry. Hello, Bonnie. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Liz. Hello, my friends. Yes, Terry, we are staying warm. I'm staying warm in this room right now. Hello, Katney. Hello, Mira. Nilda. Thank you for joining me, my friends. Oh, and my friend June. Hello, June. Yes, thank you all for joining me today. This is going to be fun because I'm going to show some of these pins that we make. And they're fun because they're kind of like, if you ever played with the Easy Bake Oven back in the 70s and 80s as a kid, I think they made them, I think you had one. They made them forever. So it's the whole thing is that it's that you can make something quickly, like 5 minutes, I think. This is even faster than that, I think, if you do it in thin enough layers. So I'll show how we do that. It'll be fun. Terry says, oh, they would make a lovely focal. Bonnie says, are they fish? They are fish. They are fish. They're little bronze fish. And tiny bit heavy. I might take them off. I don't know. It's like the fourth time I said that, but y'all get the idea. Hello, my friend Cindy. Liz. Oh, Carrie Rossi's here. Hello, my friend. So, yes, let's flip this camera around. Let's get started on showing some interesting and new things. I'm going to polish this lens real fast before I do that. I have like a million pairs of earrings, and I just traded with Joanne to get another one. She made these, left them in my purse. Maybe I have them over here. She makes really beautiful work. All right, I'm going to go over and flip this. All right. Okay, no zoom. We'll go this direction. Don't look at my mess. Okay, so what you're seeing in this area here are these bottles of dark colored UV resin. This just came out pretty recently because I am a big resin person. I buy resin all the time.
Oh, we have affiliate links for this.
Oh, Azalea did. She signed us up. Hello, Tina. Oh, Terry says if you made a branch component, I did a component that's like a coral branch. And I've had a branch on my workbench for a while. I just haven't had a chance to make that one.
Okay, y'all. I hope this works. I've never done this before, so have faith.
Oh, good job.
All right, this is for the colorful resin set. This is a link that will take you to the Let's Resin official website.
Oh, that's
and
this.
If you
That's
purchase this kit from the link that I just put in the comments, then we get a percentage of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't
for promoting them.
And thank you, Terry, because I did not know much about that. I'd heard people talking about it in the past, and I didn't really know what it was. And so finding out that that was a thing that was kind of, was pretty cool. So thank you, Terry, for cluing us in on that. All right, so what we have here is a UV lamp. This is for nails, so you can put your, it's like an automatic, put your nails in there. I'm going to scooch these over a bit. And I just finished opening these bottles. So they come packaged like this with tops like this. So they are not going to leak during transport, with a little piece of foil over the top to keep them from leaking. So when you get them, you put on these dropper pops, which make it very convenient to pour into your molds. Now, these are molds that I make. You can buy all kinds of molds. They're every kind of mold you can think of. And you can get, I don't know if this is in those links, but this is a set of like flowers that are pressed. That's fun to set in there. And let me see, there's some powders. Oh no, that's from somewhere else. Oh, this is a glow-in-the-dark pigment. That's from somewhere. Paint with pearl on. I have to find out where that came from. And this is some vintage glass glitter. They used to make glitter from glass. It seems kind of harrowing, doesn't it? Look how thick it is. But this is really good in resin. It kind of sinks to the bottom, but it looks neat. All right, so, Cindy said your link worked. Good.
Yay.
Let me show you what is the giveaway today. Oh, right here. So I painted these during one of the lives, and Azalea found them on my desk. And so what you do is you type in the hashtag right here that says hashtag Flora, all lowercase, no spaces, no caps. And that will put you in the drawing, our StreamYard drawing. And you can win one of my hand-painted. We'll draw it twice to make it just fun.
Two.
So there's two of them.
There's one that's a lotus, and the other one is what?
Daisy.
Yeah, Daisy.
All right, so just roll it in. Oh, Terry says they're out of stock on the 18. I guess because it's a very new colorway. I bought the other one that had a 3-pack of these different colors of purple, blue, and green. I don't see the green sitting here, but I know I got it. And these are just a larger version. I would love it if they came out with this in this size, because I go through these pretty fast. But the fun thing is, even though you don't think there's much in there, you actually get quite a bit to play with. I've had get-togethers where we have made a bunch of little things during, like having a little resin party. But I would suggest getting more than one of these lamps, because just having one, and also put your cord with it. One of the things that I have a problem with doing is I'll unplug everything, and I'll just, I'll then switch that plug to something else, and then I won't be, then it's like sensitive. You can't use it, like they're real sensitive for some reason. So keep them together, tape them together, or label it if you can. Like put like, uh, like get a label maker and put like machine one, and then on the cord, like machine one, just so that if you mix and match, it's not a big problem. Because sometimes, even though they'll say it'll be compatible, it's like, I don't know. I have two of these. They're exactly the same brand. Well, actually, they're a little bit different. I take that back. One was slightly different. So I'm going to make a crystal. This is one of my molds that I made. I made the original from polymer clay, and we did a lesson on that maybe a couple weeks ago. And I carved them out of polymer, like a mix of Primo and Sculpey. This is one that I did with a beige and a little bit of white Super Sculpey. So I mixed the two. You can mix Fimo, you can mix Super Sculpey, and if you mix it well, there should be no problems. The key is to blend it carefully so there are no striations. You don't want a striping through two different types of Sculpey or polymer clay, because it can make weak spots. And it's like kind of like epoxy. I mean, I guess it is kind of a bakeable epoxy. And if you don't mix it properly, like I'll roll it till it's real squishy, and then I'll shape it into the shape that I want. Bake it for 5 minutes at 275 or lower, because you're not trying to bake it hard. You want it to be firm. And when you get it to that point, when it's a nice firm texture, it's fun to get in there with an X-Acto knife. I mean, it's delightful to carve. I mean, I've been working on this one to make a pin. The shape's not there, but I think it'll be cool to have a wide pin, but it's probably going to end up a little bit smaller. And it'll be, it's a pretty, shape, and it's nice and thin, so don't take too many layers. One of the things that I've noted is that if you do the UV resin, sometimes you'll see these deep molds. And a deep mold is good for the polyurethane that doesn't need to be made in layers. But UV does not like to be poured into a thick, say no more than, what would you say, like not a half inch. Half inch is even too much. I'll just show it instead of trying to talk about it. Say a few millimeter. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just see what happens with this color. This is dark cyan. Okay, get in there, you. It's a pretty nice kind of would I call it a dark cyan? I don't know if I would, but it'll be clear here in a moment what I'm doing. I'm going to do an ombre effect. Let's see, this is an orchid color. I haven't tried that. It's kind of exciting. We were doing the big crafty, and even though we'd worked a full day, I said, Azalea, I forgot we got new resin. And even though she was wiped out, she got up. I was
like, dark colors, you say?
Dark, you say? She got up from the bed and was like, I'm there.
And we did play with it.
It was fun. I'm going to try and you can almost guess what's happening here. It's like a tourmaline. So it works best when you use a thin layers. When you try to go thick, you can get like those fruit gushers and the middle is wet. And I've heard people say, oh, just stick them outside and they'll eventually harden. Well, that's kind of a lot of, maybes to that. I don't like that story. Yeah, so you see that I'm using gravity to let the resin, I don't know if you can see that from side view, it's mixing slightly in the mold. See how it's kind of blending ever so slightly. It's pretty satisfying. This seems a little labor. It would be labor intensive if you had to do a bunch. Okay, looks like I've got a little air bubble there. Now, if you see a bubble, let me see if I can find a toothpick or something. Let me get. Okay, just get in there with that pop. You could also use a torch. I have a torch, but sometimes you have to make sure everything is out of the way so you don't accidentally get your stuff on fire. All right, now a nice blend. Let's do it. Now you want to make sure that you don't have any of these guys with their caps off, because that could make it where the caps stick on. And they're in these dark bottles so that they don't set up. Otherwise, you'd have an issue with that. It should be, it would be nice if it had like a block right here so you didn't have to worry about that. Yeah, Terry says, be careful with the torch. Don't melt your mold. Yeah, that's something. Yeah, let me see if I have something that I can use to block that so I'm not worrying about it. Maybe I'll do this pretty card here. It has this, but we'll do this. We'll see if that does anything. I don't think it will affect what's in it. The lids just get, kind of goopy. So, all right. Now the resin in here has, let's touch it. Okay, that's set up. That's the joy of UV. That was like 30 seconds. And since that's only like 1 millimeter or 2 thick, it doesn't take long. Let's fill the rest with, let's do a layer of clear. Well, I don't see regular clear, so we'll just use some of this. Maybe there's a light. I have white here. I just noticed it, and I love it.
You don't have regular clear?
I do. I brought up another one. It's probably on this side. Here it is. Oh, yes. Hello there. All these other things.
You should just pick up that tray and bring it over.
That they go around the table. This is the other mold. We talked about this mold. Okay, so here's the other clear. I particularly like this brand because I've tried different ones. This one I've tried. This is a DIY craft brand. And I was not happy when I saw this. Look at this. That's like a teaspoon of resin. It's not very much. And you know what? I think it's almost the same price. This is almost the same price as this. So this is definitely not the better. I mean, these are opaque colors, so it's a little bit different animal altogether. But as far as if you're going to go and, if you're looking at it to, as far as value, then if you're making like production or you're having a get together, that small box doesn't go very far. Oh, this leaked. And you know what I did? I put it out on the porch, and it, man, I had little containers of Jacquard, the pigment powders. Listen, all those where the resin leaked and it got on those containers, it popped the lids off of the powders. And it's the biggest mess. I reached my hand in there and all the glitters and I had like really fancy powders it was like car paint powders, because some of those holographics, they're very specialized. So if you get them for the nail world, if you get them when they're designed for nails, they come into teeny little packages, and they're a lot. So this is why I try to block it. So see, there's a little bit of resin. I don't know if this thing gushed out when I was doing it, but if you get this ambient light on the cap, this will harden and you'll have to peel it off. So I'm going to put that on this side and hope that this is blocking it. Terry asks, how well does the UV cure the opaque resin? I feel like it's pretty good. It's not great as far as like getting a little bit out. I mean, you get way less. But if you're good with, kind of mixing and matching, it looks like Azalea did. So there's a little bit of opaque in here with clear. So if you use it in conjunction with a bigger bottle or like like one of these bottles, it's, a lot better. Like this is a little bit of opaque resin on the back or like on the, last layer. So you get that juicy look. But, if you do it when it's one, I feel like when you use just that UV, I'll just show it, and I don't have to sit here and describe it. All right, so that's one layer of clear on that. So this is a fun little technique I'm going to show. I love making these. It's not really super fast. It's fast to make these one after another, but it's kind of hard to do when you're trying to do like production. This isn't, for production, I would do mostly regular, like polyurethane resin. This is just kind of fun to experiment with. But I did make several pins. So I used a little bit of this foil. You can get this at Michael's, but Azalea will have to find an affiliate link for this one too.
Which one? The glitter?
This is some kind of foil. It's a foil. I'm going to put a little bit more clear. And maybe, what else would be fun? I'm going to try putting these on there. See what happens. Oh, yeah, the Pearl-X powder. You know what that... Terry says, so shallow pores and frequent curing. Yes. So we'll put a little bit of this in here. That'll be pretty. This is the glass glitter. So we're making little pins. I saw a comment. Linda says, I'm late. What are you making tonight? Tonight we are making pins. And I'm going to show some of my pins that I took to the Big Crafty. That was the recent craft show that we did here in town. That was over the weekend. And it was the busiest show I have ever done. And when I say that, I've been doing shows for over 20 years. And it was easily the busiest show I've ever done. It was crazy. This is an automatic one. So it's automatic. I want to set up a shield. Maybe I can make something that like I can put all my UV in a little. You can't put them back in this box. This is the only thing I don't like about this. Is the box that you get are set up so that it's with these caps. So if you put them back in the box, they're too tall to close the box. See? So it's not. You have to find another way to store it. Usually I just pitch that whole thing and start over with the... Terry says, do you usually dome the backs or sand the edges? They can be so sharp. Yes, you can do both. Now, depending on what I'm making, sometimes I will, with the UV, it's better to dome the backs a little. Because, see, you can sand this. This is the thing that Azalea made. There's the edge. And it is sharp. It is for sure sharp.
Oh, you keep showing my ugly little thing.
I don't think it's ugly. I think it's cute. She thinks it's ugly. Well, it is one layer here. I couldn't see how... Would you start with black? Is that black, then blue?
I started with that lighter color, and I tried to slowly fade it into the other color by doing like purple, then dark cyan, then dark indigo, then...
You tried all the colors.
I did try a bunch of colors. I tried to do a gradient, but it didn't work out. There's a clear difference between the two, but I didn't mix.
Terry says it looks like a ring pop. It reminds her of a ring pop. Mm-hmm. It's kind, yeah, I could see that.
Thank you, because I do like candy. That boosted it.
All right, let's feel it. It's hot. All right, this is the fun part now. So when you're demolding, you start at the edge, and you'll know right away if it needs to be done longer because it'll be it'll be liquid. And so loosen it from each edge. And there you go. I think that came out pretty good. The reason it's a little bit cloudy is because I did not do a mirror finish on my original. So if you make one of these and you want it to be super shiny like this, the technique is to get your master like this. Either you coat it in resin beforehand or you sand it through the all the grades of sandpaper. And I didn't do that. I just went in and did a very basic shine on that. And I like that. I liked it to be sort of a natural looking crystal. I think that looks pretty. And that's a good pin. So let's do this little earring over here. I'm going to make a couple little pair of earrings. Let's see what colors. And these are fun because you could get away with doing maybe 2 pours. And let's try. I haven't tried this. Let's see. Where's a color that I would like to see what it looks like? I did that light dark cyan. Let's see what. I better remember to put those lids on better. Light purple. Let's try it. And I'll set it like this. And I'll do the other one. That's going to be the match to it. Looks like I didn't clean it first. It's a little dusty. They were in the garage. And sometimes, so they're a little bit different. Okay, I'm going to squeeze this out and do, I like it to have a gradient, kind of like a tourmaline. And this is fun because it doesn't tape very much at all to fill it. I'm going to make a little pair of earrings real fast. Although I say that, but I end up keeping them all. I love that blue with it. I think I'll get some more of that. What blue was that? Let's try this royal and see what happens. So maybe I can balance these guys. I got these at Home Depot. So I went to the kitchen section and I didn't know they did this, but their countertops you can get in stone, like Corian, of course. But then they had samples of this stone. And I wanted to have it for my bathroom. This was my favorite one. Because look, it's just really pretty. It's probably not very good for a bathroom, but I liked it because it's sparkly. And this is the white version of the sparkly. But then I was like, oh, I'll use those in my my resin and my different crafts. So they probably didn't know that I was going to do that. But that's okay. I didn't take a bunch. Maybe like 5. Then I'm going to switch it to the side. Ooh, I like that color. That's not that royal of a blue. That's more of a, I would say that's more of a true blue, wouldn't you? Let's do a little pop of pink on that. Fill that side. This won't take but a moment. You know what else would be good is toothpicks. Toothpicks would be good and handy for this. That's almost filled it right there. It's almost completely full. So I'm going to let it go all the way to the edge, rotate, because sometimes you can get a little air bubble at the edge. And I'm probably not going to sand these. I will probably dome them. Looks like there's a little air bubble. See it. Got it. So I'm letting it swirl ever so slightly. Looks like there's one there too. Right at that edge. Sometimes it's easier to go in with a pin if you've got a pin or a toothpick. I didn't have one handy. Although there were some pins over at his sewing station. Probably be good. But sometimes the pin you can actually mar the surface. All right. Let's put it in the Easy Bake.
The Easy Bake.
Make sure I put the caps on. I'm pleased with this. And you know what? The glitter, you can't even see it through there, but in the sunlight, you'll see it. It's like this side is the little extra. But when you put that bar pen, I'll probably either lightly sand it, or you could take some of the UV resin and go onto the back, put your pin here, and then put it under the lamp and cure it. I would think to do it a few times, or you could sand it because it's a little tiny bit sharp. If you also don't fill your molds too high, because then you don't have the opportunity to dome it. Your decision has been made for you that you'll need to sand it or something, because then if otherwise you'll have to go through and trim the edges. Another fast way to do finishing is to, once it comes out of the mold, you have a few minutes while it's a little bit soft, and you can go through and do one of these. And this is a little bit, you kind of have to have a little bit of finger strength. And my hands are pretty strong, so I can get in there with the edge of the X-Acto knife, and I can make a pretty clean little, almost like whittling the edge. If you do it right after it comes out of the mold, you can go like this and go like, just like that, and it'll be, you can go like, oh, nice and smooth on that edge, and then it doesn't feel sharp. Let's check on this. All right, those set up. I'm going to use, I think I want to get a little bit of those pigment powders. I'll show that mess. It was a nightmare, a horrendous nightmare. Oh, it's not over here. What do I do with that baggie?
I think
powder.
you put it downstairs.
Yeah.
I figured you wouldn't clean it up here.
No. Well, you know what I'm going to do with it is I'm going to, it's going to be a mix and match. All right, I don't see it, so we will leave it alone. How about instead we'll go with this green and see what it looks like. Ooh, no, white. I was wanting to try this. This is the white resin. This will make it look kind of opaly. Oh, it's a very saturated white, so you know what might be fun? Is 1 drop of that and 1 drop of clear. That'll be pretty nice. Then that should be enough to fill it. You don't want to overfill, like I was saying. It's easy to overfill, but I like how these have a nice applicator. And this resin isn't too, like the smell isn't something that's really obnoxious. I'm going to do a little swirl pattern in there. It's kind of fun. Yeah, it's a barely noticeable, I would say. There are some resins that'll knock your socks off. For those, I would say always wear a mask or use it outside. That's like the countertop. You know, when you see that when they're showing the countertop made with pennies, the standard. Now, what's fun is you can get this swirl. You can't really see it from the other side, but sometimes you can. Let's cook that. Also on my base, I don't know if you can see this, but I have a silicone mat. And it's good because if you spill, you could just set you can set the light over it and clean up your mess pretty easily. Just peel it and then it's no problemo. I'm happy with this. And this is I used some of these colors. So check this out. This is one of the pins that I made. And that it's showing up on, when I'm looking at it, it's not as saturated. Like the color is like really in there. And I get this by dusting and painting the inside of the mold. See, this has the pigment powders brushed inside. And when you put in white or clear resin, whatever resin you put in, it bonds to the surface and makes a texture where it doesn't want to come off. So even though it seems like, oh, how does this color? I mean, the color on it might be, like I did a pink resin on the back of it, but it's fairly permanent. One of them I washed accidentally in the laundry and it came out just fine. All right, let me feel this. Yep, that feels pretty good. Let's remove it. Okay. Oh, that looks cute. So this would make a nice little earring. So since I just popped that out of the mold, I'm going to slice that off. This can be tricky on the small ones. It's super tricky. If you were to try and sand it, there's no way to put this little itty bitty thing on a disc sander. It would just flick into the rest of the room. And you know what I do whenever I'm sanding these? I have a belt sander and I put a tub behind the belt sander. So if it does flick, it can be caught by the tub. All right, so I got all the edges. And that, there's a little gem, and you can easily put a backing with a little bit of resin or epoxy. E6000 works really well. And so that's a little bit different shape. Okay, this is one that I made. They have molds now that are pretty much the same thing as this. They're a little cleaner than the ones that I made. Like they look more like they're shiny. So this is one that I bought, this big juicy one, and like this one. These are purchased ones. And you can see that they're very, very shiny. And that's easy to do if you make your own mold. You just take it to the highest polishing level that you can, like 1000 grit. Sand it like it's automotive paint. And then you get a really smooth background. And it's not going to be matte. If you don't, like if I like the matte, so I don't go through too much of an effort to take that off. So there's those. I made a nice little pair. And both of them are a little bit different. So one is a little bit smaller. You know, it'd be cute is if it was in a 3 set. Just like those weird socks, you know, if you've ever seen those socks that come in a 3-pack. The white on the background gives it an opaly look. So if you don't want it to be, if you don't want the white and have it more translucent, like this one is more translucent, then just skip the opaques. I'm going to try some of the opaque ones now. We'll see how those look.
I'm going to drop those links again.
Oh, let's try this one. This one feels like there's something in there. Let's see, I like blue. Looking for pink. The pink feels light.
Sorry. That may be because of me.
I would think so. All right. Also, you don't have to be like me. And see, these are sticky. You can wear gloves. Now, I try not to mix and match 2 different brands. If I'm going to mix brands, I wait till they're set up. So I'm going to do this one. And this one. Thought this was the opaque. I guess I'm supposed to shake it or something. Maybe I'm supposed to shake it. Does it say shake it on the side?
Are you using the ones that we just got?
No, this is Kiao, or how do you say that? Chow chow? How do you pronounce that? Oh, maybe I'll shake this one. Because I didn't shake them. So maybe that's the key, because this doesn't look that opaque to me. Oh, all right. So that one. So with this stuff, you do have to shake it. I don't know if you noticed, but when I first poured that green color, it doesn't look that opaque, but the pink does. So that's pretty cool. The pink was shaken. And so you get a nice, I was kind of squeezing that together because I was getting impatient to fill it. So get in there, you. And see what happens when I blend it out. Kind of give it a little swirl. But not too big of a swirl. Because I like it to look natural. As natural as resin's going to look. All right, I'm going to do another. All right, so we're going to let that cook. put these lids on properly. What you know, I usually wear gloves, but the gloves that I have are massive. And okay, I'm at my limit for these earrings. That's as much as I can take. So that's, what was that, 30 minutes? Like 40 minutes? They were too much. There. Oh, relief. I guess I'm spoiled and I like a lightweight earring. All right, I'm gonna tidy some of this stuff up. I get like, how did I get all this pink resin everywhere? Yeah. All right, so maybe I'll tidy some of this and we can show some of these pins. So I'm doing a little bit of a special on my pins. I saw a couple of comments saying, hey, are you going to have your big crafty pins? And Azalea and I made a bunch. We made some for this weekend or this pop-up. And they are here. All right, I'm going to put another, that looks weak sauce to me. So, and it looks like there's a couple of air bubbles right there. I can see them. I don't love that story. Let me see what other color is in here. I'll try this. So, and that feels like that's set up. Oh, that one. Okay, this side for some reason didn't set up. So I'm going to put it back in there. Glad I checked it. I don't know. Sometimes if it's not directly under, that's what I was saying. If you're not, some of these opaque ones need to be shaken. And I didn't remember to shake this green one. But I shook the pink one. And the pink one came out more dispersed. The white on this is pretty much gone. It's like the secret sauce. This olive green might be pretty. Okay, let's test it again. Huh? It's like, why does that one feel like it's kind of not that, I guess it's set up. There's a red olive. Let's see what happens with this. Might be pretty or might be ugly. We'll see. That's the fun part of this, is it's an experiment. So I've just mixed 2 different types of resin, but I also made sure that they were set up. So I don't suggest mixing while they are in their liquid state because they might not be compatible. And I've had problems with that in the past, but you know, sometimes it's fun to be mad scientist and see what happens. What I've learned is some of these resins don't like to play together. They don't want it. No matching or mixing and matching. Yep. Check that it's underneath a light. You know, I had a different light situation. I have one that was like a spaceship, and I gave that one to Kate, and I need to order another one. And when I do, I'll drop the link of the next one, because this one's only okay. It only has like a 1 minute timer, and sometimes it's not enough, and you don't have to keep hitting that button. All right. All right, I'm going to start tidying this up so I can show my pins. Okay, so this is what we made. And it looks like almost 45 minutes it took me to make these. So it's not super fast. But I will say, if I weren't talking and I were just doing, it would be a lot faster even than that. But these made some charming little earrings. I believe they make molds that are 4 earrings, and they only take 1 pour. And that's pretty much instant gratification. Like there's a bar one that I love it. And I've made earrings with it. And it's extremely cute. I want to move some of this. I need a little box. You know what I need is a little container for all these that fits it. Like I have for my patina paints. For some reason, I saved these lids And, you know, I haven't had any reason to save them, so I don't know if anyone has any use for them. But what do you do with this? It's like, well, I guess you just, I don't know, put them in the recycling? I don't know. All right, let's check these out and see what they look like. So I mixed this resin on top of that opaque resin that I just showed you. These feel like they set up. Let's pop them out and take a look. Kind of interesting. Do I like it? I don't know. I'm going to trim that edge so I don't have to do it later. Because it will be more difficult. If you give it a minute and you let it sit, look how easy it is when it's soft. You can just get in there and actually remove quite a bit. Because it's tiny. It hasn't had a chance to set up completely. It's not tacky, but it's also still warm. And when it's this way, it's best to do it right then, because then it's easy. If you wait, then it's had a chance to get firm and kind of glass-like and brittle. Not easy at all. So this makes it easy because it looks like it's faceted. You got to be careful if you're using an X-Acto knife like I'm doing. My fingers are like, I don't know how to say this nicely, but they're work hardened. So they're not, maybe they're micro cuts all over my fingertips. I'd never know.
What are you looking at?
I'm showing this little tiny little UV resin. Look how cute that came out.
That is cute.
So it mixes very slightly. So they were supposed to be, I actually like how the green was not fully opaque, because then you get kind of that milky matcha color. I want to add it to the little collection, and I'll make some earrings. I think those came out charming. All right, I'm going to move these over, and I'm going to show what we got up to. Oh, look at this. Oh, I'm going to show that later. I keep saying, look at this, look at this, look at this. Too many things. Too many things. Oops.
Oh no.
It's fine. It was just that thing of lids. All right, Zelia, how should I do this?
Just show it like you usually do.
Oh, you only did like one of each?
No, I just grabbed a bunch and then.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to show them the way Zelia gave these to me. So these are, like, if you want this one. So I usually charge at the show $32, but this is like show special, or what they, like, all the signs say, Helene Recovery. So if you would like this and you're watching now, or even later, I might have it or I might not. We'll see. So the lot is $4.21. And what will happen is if you comment in the comments section, Azalea will come in and write down the first person that comments $4.21. And she will send you an invoice through Shopify if we have your email on file. If we don't have your email on file, you can go ahead and email from GreenGirlStudios@yahoo.com. And then I can get your email address. Sheree says, your links are great. Are you using the hard resin or the standard?
Hard.
Hard. I didn't know that there was two different kinds. I never noticed.
They have soft too. They have this kind that looks squishy.
Oh my gosh, I got to try it. Order it.
Order it.
Order it. So this one is a new one I did. So this is lot 422. And this is the way I have painted this. Sheree, we did affiliate links, and they are dropped in the comments section. So it's, like, it's painted the way, like, I go in with a brush like this. So this is pigment powder and the pan pastel. So when you do this, it bonds to the surface of the resin and makes a really beautiful texture. Okay, so this one is lot 430. It's $24. She's very detailed. You can see it in real life. This will be good on a backpack, on a hat. And it was fun when I did the big crafty. We saw a lot of our pins being used. People would come by with And you know what's the funny thing is men folk like my pins, especially this one. This one, I made extra of this. Look at his funny face. This frog is so disapproving. So this is lot 423. Isn't that cute? So all these guys that I'm showing you are 24. This one is a nudibranch, and he's done in different layers of translucent UV resin. Look at his face. Smiling. Now, in real life, their faces are not that like that, but they're really cute. So this is 432. And here's another fish. This one has a little bit different. I was going for more of a mottled opal kind of finish. The lighting looks white, like it's like really white, but in reality, that's more of a cream. This is not as stark as the lighting that I'm looking at. So this is 424. We'll be making a few more batches as the holidays continue, and we'll just be making a lot more of them because it's fun. They're fun to make for sure. This is another UV one, so you can tell the UV ones because they're this translucent clear. It was the same way that I made these. So this is a multiple layer. You can see it's the like a layer of clear with multiple tones of orange and blue. You can kind of see it from the back of all the different swirls. I've already pinned it down so you can't really see it. So this is a piece of lichen that I carved. I would say it's sturdy enough for kids. Their kids buy these. They like them. I've sold many to children. Or actually, I've sold them to their parents. This is that little botanical, I was thinking of it as kind of like a botanical prawn. I don't know. But it's pretty cute. And it's painted the same way. And the special is that their usual price is $32. And these are $24. So I've given a little discount. All right, so that's it on the 24 version or price point on these guys. And I'm going to switch to my smaller ones. I only have a few of, there's a couple of them that are 16. All right, this one is a $16 one because it's a little bit more painting involved. This is an old mold. I used to take this one to the North Market when I lived in Columbus, Ohio. So the mold is old, but this is done the same way I just showed with the pigment powder painting technique. And then I went in and painted a little further with some patina paints and what is that called? Iridescence. And this one is $4.27. Wendy says, can you make me a blue-green fishy? I certainly can. I certainly can. Okay, so here's another UV resin. You can see I did a multi-shift with blue to green and to pink. This was a multiple pour. I probably should charge more for these because, I mean, you see how long they take to do. This is probably 3 or 4 pours because it's kind of deep. It's like, that's easily 2 pours, at least minimal 2 pours. Okay, this is a little bug shape. This is another UV, so it has a kind of an iridescent, kind of like an Alexis Bitar type effect. This is where you take a pigment powder, put it in several layers under the top layer. So you get that really cool opalescence, and that's $4.26. And here's one that I made, similar combination. This is kind of like a little river stone, and it has a swirling texture. This is $4.28. And this is this mold. I didn't pour it yet, but I was going to try this with UV, but I haven't gotten around to it. I was going to try these. I bought these ultra fluorescent pigments, but this is from that mold. And this is a UV resin. It's multiple swirls of blue and purple. And that's $4.29. And I have one more. This one has like a deep purpley blue. And it has metallics swirled through there. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but it's a pretty, kind of a subtle one. And this one would be good for a hat too. This would be an excellent one for your felt or wool felt. You could pin it right to the brim be nice. And they hold up. So if they get rained on, it's no big deal because they will not. I mean, the pigmenting is on the inside. So you don't have to worry about them losing their coloration. And that's $4.33 on that. Boy, I'm stepping on all those caps. They're under my heels. Okay, so that's what I had for today on my resin.
Good job.
Oh, thank you. I have this box here of some that have not been processed. So these ones will be for sometime next week. I'll show some of these and some of the colors to look forward to. Here's one of my, check out this cat. Isn't this so cute? I made his nose brown like Marty. Look at how fat his face is. I'm in love with it. So this is a polyurethane resin where I paint the inside. I was going to send some of these to my friend Kinga because she likes to do beadwork. Look at this one. Isn't he cute? Marty in all his glory. I carved this and I left all the texture so it looks like wood. This one came out particularly adorable. Look how adorable that one came out. Very sweet. And then this came out pretty good too. That fluorescent, you can't, it's so bright. It's almost hard to see. Oh, this is a new one. I haven't finished look at how cute it is. And then look at this little fatty. I sold all the ones I had. As you can imagine, look at how sweet his face is. He's patiently waiting for a snack. That's what that one's waiting for. So I haven't processed these guys yet and made their...
He look like he's waiting for a snack.
He is waiting for a snack. He is a little snack. He's like a mochi. This one kind of got... I don't know. I don't like how the pigment powder separated on that. I mean, it's sturdy, but it looks a little like he's dirty. So I might just paint that. So anyway, that's, this is ancient times. This is one of the oldest ones I have. This was on my bag. I made this to look like carved ivory. And originally, that's how I made them. They were all in white or pale resin colors. So I'm going to make another batch like this. But you can see this is after probably a decade of being on my backpack. So eventually the eyes, the paint was solid black. But after years and years, they finally, because this has been through the wash too, it finally wore away. So.
Can you do the giveaway now?
Oh yes, giveaway. Almost forgot. All right, it is kind of like an otter. You know, that is kind of like that.
All right, everybody, spam hashtag Flora. Got to build up this amount of
These are okay. So the first one. Let's do this beautifully painted. If I do say so myself. Are people doing it? Spamming?
We'll know if the number goes up.
I didn't see what it was. I'm going to make earrings out of this. Did you like any of these? You know what you could do? This is a little too opaque, but you know, if you put pigment powder on the back. Oh, it is going up. I see the number going. Yeah, there goes at 21. How many people are watching? Let's see if it's doing the number. Yeah, there's 36 watching or 37 watching. If you are on, go ahead and hashtag that, and we will draw. You can get yourself a hand painted. One of you will get one. Check that out. Isn't that pretty? And you can use that as a bracelet component. You could put that as a link. This one is particularly, I would put this on a necklace. You know what this would be good with? Pearls all around the edge. And this is done with vintage pigment powders. And then I sealed it with a really super durable sealant that I found. And I feel like it's pretty good. All right, let's see. What do those numbers look like, little dog? All right, we're at 26. Let's just do it. Let's just draw it and see what happens. Okay, so which one are we doing this for? Is this the
pink one?
All right, this one's for the sunflower, the pink sunflower. Let's see who gets
Sunflower, Daisy?
Daisy. Robin Rose. Hello,
Yay.
Robin. You get this. If you're on, then give me a shout out and say here or present or, you know, something to let me know.
It's one tab to the left. No, that you're going down at the bottom.
Ooh,
Go to the very top of the screen, and it's one tab to the left.
That
of what
one?
we're on. The left. There you go.
uh,
Left and right ain't exist in here. All right.
hey,
here we
listen, it's my other
go.
left.
All right, it is Robin.
So this
She's
is,
here.
okay, write it down. Daisy, Pink Daisy.
I'm already ahead of you.
She already
All right,
did
do
it.
the second one.
Okay.
Okay, use the mouse to go back over one tab to the right.
Which
There
is
you,
it?
that's it. Here you go. And then in the top, the corner right over
Draw
there.
again.
Draw again. There you go. Which is it?
Because she goes like this. Is it my left hand? And it says it left.
Left.
Oh, Nilda, are you here? Nilda.
All right, let's see.
Nilda,
For the
you get
pink
this.
painted lotus.
For the lotus.
Yeah.
Nilda, say hi. We're here. We're present.
Here. I don't see the comment. Yeah,
Give it a minute. Give it a minute.
No, it's okay. I just didn't want you to think I was reading it.
Oh. Yes, it's fun to get a little package, or it's fun to get there.
She's here.
Nilda, thank you. All right, my friends, I'm going to switch this camera around. Let me see how to do it. Azalea, make this other thing stop being on here.
Yeah, just click stop share. Whoa.
Hello? What'd you click?
Just click stop screen.
Oh, it's some kind of mysterious. It's a mystery.
Yeah, I know.
I know. It is. It's always a mystery.
All right, there you go.
It's cold up here, but I got my vest on. It's goofy, but it's cropped. Check it out. It's cropped. Wait. Let's see. Oh, I can't show how it's cropped. But anyway, it has a battery pack and it keeps me warm. So it's pretty good. All right, my friends, we're going to tuck that into a package. If you don't have an outgoing package, Azalea, if you can believe it, we're almost 100% caught up. So everything we've been moving it and getting everything done. If you're waiting on a piece, we did have an issue with the mold. So sometimes these molds, listen, they don't last forever. Sometimes they've got to be like, if you pull it too hard, you rip a piece out, and guess what? You got to remake the mold. And that can take a minute. So if you've been waiting on a piece and you're like, what are they doing over there? Are they just looking at themselves in the mirror? We're not. We're working hard every day and trying to get it out as fast as possible. So if you're waiting on one, just know that we have a list and we start at the top. So if you ordered first, we're working on yours first. If you ordered it like 3 days ago, you're going to be under the people that ordered ahead of you. So just keep that in mind and remember there's only 3 of us working. Max is here, but he's not good at working.
No.
He's not. That's not his gift. His gift is more like he can operate the 3D printer. That's what he's good at. We're trying to figure out like how to make things out of 3D print. Well, when I say I'm trying to figure out, I'm thinking about the things that I can make. So that's as far as I got with it. And it's fun to imagine all the fun things you can make. There's like the sky's the limit. It's amazing. We'll show it next. When we do figure out, we've been making things that you can download, but we're the ultimate goal is to make it in wax filament. So it can just be doing its thing and making trays, and we're doing something else. All we have to do is cast it. That's the dream. So then it just eliminates just a little bit more work on my end and on Greg's end. All right, my friends, that was pretty fun. We did some UV resin tonight. So Azalea dropped the links for our brands that we are using on tonight's episode of Magic Hour. So if you buy it through our links, this is stuff that we've tested and that we've received it from. So it's not like just randomly one of the millions of places you can get. Because sometimes you can get UV resin, same brand, but it might be a different vendor. And sometimes it might be an off brand. So you don't really know. This is one she's sharing that I used and received and was demonstrating. So it's not, I'm happy with the product and it came out good. And if you use our affiliate link, thank you again, Terry, for sharing that with us. And that I didn't even know it existed. We get a percentage of every time someone buys it through our affiliate link. So if you're going to buy it anyway and you're feeling like, hey, let's throw GreenGirlStudios a little extra. If you buy it from those affiliate links, we get a tiny percentage of that. And it might not seem like a big deal, but say if 15 people do it, that might be lunch. So, hey, every little bit keeps us doing this. So every time we get sales and different things like that, that tells me that what I'm doing and what Azalea's doing and doing these lives and coming up with interesting things to show is that people like it. So it's like a vote to say, hey, keep doing it. All right, enough of that talk. We will see you on Sunday. We have a few days to come up with some things to show. I have some silver that I've been sitting on, and I found a bunch of silver. So get ready on this Sunday. We have some really pretty clasps and a couple of pendants. And I'll be working on a few more things. We did manage to do a casting with the sapphires. I know a few of you have sent me emails looking for the sterling and sapphire, like the little eye pendant. Those came out great. We have 5 or 6 that came out. There was a loss of 4, I think, which was kind of disappointing, but that's how it goes. Sometimes you never know. Sometimes it's cold outside. Something, who knows what happens. But anyway, we'll see you on Sunday. And don't forget to like and share and comment. It all helps, All right, my friends, we love you out there, and we hope you stay creative. And we will see you on Sunday. Bye-bye, my friends.
Good night, everybody.